Okay. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you for joining. We are just getting everything set up still. Stay and watch. We're just trying to make sure that we don't. That sucks. If you've never had resin on your fingers, it is one of the worst feelings ever. Thanos, thank you for joining us. Okay. Oh, so what we tried yesterday failed severely. So we're going to retry it today. We're going to do a couple different things. First and foremost, we're going to mix up the colorant first. We're going to put it back inside the 3-stack. This time it's going to be red, orange, yellow. And then we're going to let that sit for a bit. We're going to go and make the dice resin, which is going to be clear. We're going to see how that works, because if we let it sit in here, it's going to thicken up a little bit and kind of solidify. That's kind of the goal we're looking for. Now, after today, this should get a lot easier. Baby Meow Meow, thank you for joining us. Like I was saying, after today, this should be Grimdark, thank you for joining. After today, this should be a lot easier. We are getting silicone cups. So no more breaking cups trying to get resin out of them or anything like that. Omni, thank you for joining. If you want to hop into a box, let me know. Mama Scarecrow, thank you for joining. Set. Check the volume. There you are. Long day?
I've been doom scrolling for about an hour.
I did that primarily at work today. I got everything done early, so I was like, what am I going to do?
Yeah, lately we've been on process at my work, and I'm like, this is great. And then we get towards the end, I'm like, well, fuck, now what do we do?
Yeah.
They're like, we could do top stock. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do top stock. I'm sick of top stock. For the love of God, anything else, please. Just not the freezer.
I think you work at a retail.
Yeah.
Let me guess. You said Top Stock, so I'm assuming Walmart. Yeah, me and Mama Scarecrow both worked there whenever they invented Top Stock.
I don't know why, but that one meme just came to mind. Do you have ibuprofen? I got a headache.
Pretty much because
That gave me psychic fucking damage. Because I could have sworn that was always a thing.
no,
Oh, Lord.
it didn't come into play until about 2015, 2016. Ash, Ken, thank you for joining us. In fact, whenever I got fired, because I was full on fired from Walmart.
Oh, that's probably a story.
Long story short, it was the holiday season.
Oh, that's what
And they didn't want to pay for Mama Scarecrow. Bring me back those scissors because I do not see him in here anymore. I thought she brought them back.
She just stole your scissors.
Well, I mean, they're kitchen shears. I need to get a pair of scissors for here. So I'm not sure if she accidentally just took them back in there thinking that I was done. But I mean, I have some clippers I can use. It's not an issue. I'm trying to get the right colors that I want. Because that fire we tried doing yesterday, that didn't work out. I'm going to try doing today with clear resin. I'm going to try a different way of doing it.
For some reason, the ADD is now all the dice that are basically crap. I just can't figure out the depth on this.
No, I understand, dude. That's fine. I need that yellow and I need an orange. Do I even have an orange? Yeah, I have an orange.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do some long multiplication for this one.
Somewhat?
Long multiplication for this one.
Long multiplication?
Yeah, it's 9 by 6. I think that's 54, I think.
Yeah. Where is my orange? I swear, if I pick up peach or apricot for like the 6th time, I'm gonna scream.
I have 176 dice that are duds.
176 dice that are what?
Duds.
Duds?
Yeah. They have like air bubbles or something inside the resin.
Yeah, if they don't do it with a pressure pot, you're gonna have air bubbles. They're not really duds.
Well, D6s. And there's a reason why I've been rolling bad. So then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna see if there's something wrong with the dice. I literally look through each and every individual one and put whatever ones in my dice to go when I go to play Warhammer. The rest are in UKO aluminum tin with Rocket Warrior on the top.
Yeah. Everyone that joined, thank you for joining us. Sorry I didn't realize who all joined. I was trying to get my colorant.
I think your wife joined.
I saw that she joined earlier, but I see like Ahmed and David Morgan, Maximus Decimus, Lonnie, all them that joined. I do appreciate you all joining.
But yeah, I didn't realize there was going to be 70 cents on the board. And I still have enough maybe and when I get to play them. Plus the cool skull dice I have for the wound I use.
Yeah. No, I mean,
they're rather large.
You can always, because I'm going to be getting custom dice made. And when I say custom dice, I mean like actual, like to where it's my dice. Like if you get like see these dice and you ask somebody, hey, where'd you get them? They tell you, and it's not me. You know that somebody copied me.
This is mine.
Nice.
It's an actual skull. Whoever did this on Temu did a really good job.
Oh yeah. No.
Because you have literally the two eyes being, the two.
Yeah.
And then you got like the base of the skull is where the neck attaches is the one. And I'm like, okay, that's very well done.
Oh yeah. No, mine's gonna be just a regular D20 set.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference is there's going to be a scarecrow for the 20.
There you go.
And if I saw correctly how Lord of the Unfinished Project's doing it, I really like the idea of what he's doing. He's putting SD for scarecrow dice as the eyes.
Nice.
And then the 20 is actually going to be the nose.
There you go. Trying not to make as much noise as possible.
You remember our convo yesterday with
which part?
The MCU and Marvel in general?
Again, which part?
Just in general. I was just making sure you remember. Because I brought up, or I was just doom scrolling on Facebook, and the thing I kept saying that people were getting mad at with Dr. Connors.
Yeah.
I had somebody literally actually me, and then I proved them wrong.
Oh, so you just shut them down?
Oh, I shut them down hard. They were like, actually, Dr. Connors has always been a female in the comics on Earth 216. This is more than likely their story. I'm like, no, they've outright said this is just a gender bit Dr. Connors.
Also, what kind of crap are you smoking, good sir? Every iteration of Connors that I'm aware of has been made man.
Earth 2219 is a female, but she only appears in one comic.
I was going to say, what universe is that? Because Greek is what you are speaking.
Yeah, so, like, for...
All I
like,
know is that Earth, and it's a bunch of sixes, is the weakest one, and everyone dubs the MCU that one.
616.
No. It's like 66666, like 5 different sixes.
Yeah, but the MCU is 616.
I'm pretty sure most people say no.
Most of the people say no because of the fact that 616 is the main universe. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of stuff that's happened in the MCU that not a lot of people are actual fans of.
Well, a lot of it's like way different. Because prime example, if I remember correctly, Peter Parker was not a teenager. He was a college student, if I remember.
Teenager. He was a teenager.
Really?
He always started off as a teenager. He was a senior in most iterations. Okay. There's a couple iterations where he starts off as a sophomore like the MCU, but most of the time he's a senior.
They actually address what part of high school he's in?
Yeah.
I just assumed he was a freshman.
Nope. There is some iterations where he is a freshman, such as the MCU's. They made an animated version that was supposed to be like their reasoning of like how Spider-Man became Spider-Man without doing any of the Avengers. Like let's just say that Civil War never happened. They did try to pull that off. It didn't go over well, but it was called Marvel's.
It would.
It was called Marvel's Spider-Man. It was a great show. I liked it. That's all it was called. It was Marvel's Spider-Man, and it was him as a freshman.
Was
And
this CGI one?
no,
Okay.
the
I'm
C,
trying to remember what that one is.
the
Electro is very strange.
the CGI one. Are you talking about the female Electro?
No, this one was like a long-haired, scrawny dude who's obsessed with a girl. It was on Hulu. This was like a really weird.
That might
CGI.
be the 2002 version that they were making for the Sam Raimi films. That it had like 3 episodes and that was it.
I just want to have more episodes than that.
There's another Spider-Man where that almost exact description is listed. Where Mac still becomes Electro and has the long hair. Everything how it usually happens, falling in the vat. Everything like that.
Because I just caught it randomly on like this, and I looked into it. I'm like, oh, this will be cool. Another iteration of Spider-Man. Let's see what's different about this one.
So
the animation was very odd for the action sequences whenever they did that. For the casual part, it seemed pretty fluid.
does Peter Parker have glasses?
No.
Okay. So it's not the new one.
He had, like, his head shape generally was pointed down. Like, his chin was kind of pointed. And he had, what was it?
Did he have kind of hair like mine, or did he have more bushy?
Closer to yours, but it seemed to move the same direction.
That would be the 2002 version.
Okay.
Yep, that.
And you wore a t-shirt with a long sleeve underneath.
Yep, 2002.
Okay. There's so many Spider-Man shows that are just called Spider-Man. They need to, like, name. I'm really glad they're doing, like, Spider-Man Unlimited, or... Because now we actually know which one that one is.
Yeah.
So, let's go. At first, but then I kind of grew to really like it. Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Unlimited. Especially when he became more and more, like, cybernetic.
Oh, Unlimited, yeah.
Yeah, that one was like, it was just like kind of weird because you don't expect Otto to be like a chunky dude who's basically barely using his body at all and is so dependent on his arms.
See, that's what I liked about Unlimited was that they actually went with this is the future.
Oh wait.
You might be.
Which one's the one where he like becomes a part of Hydra?
That might
the right one.
That might be Unlimited.
Is that Unlimited?
Does he have long hair in this one?
Yeah, and his glasses are like a thin line. And
Yep.
They're red.
Yep, that's Unlimited.
Scar on his face.
That's Unlimited.
Okay, I was.
Or no, that's Ultimate. That's Ultimate. Unlimited is.
That's the one where he gets the nanotech suit, and Green Goblin actually has like wings. The furries. The rat humanoid that tries to fucking.
Well, now I gotta double check because I don't remember Otto having long hair in Unlimited.
No, I don't even know Otto was in Unlimited. I don't think he is. Has
Hang on.
Jonah Jameson's son become a werewolf?
So that's sounding more like Ultimate.
No. I think you and I have them flip flopped. I misspoke, and I think you're maybe remembering wrong. Because Unlimited is the one where Spider-Man had to stop Carnage and Venom from jumping onto a ship with J. Jonah Jameson's son, and then because they found another Earth called Counter Earth.
Nope. So Unlimited or Ultimate is the one with Green Goblin having the wings because Green Goblin is more bulky in Ultimate.
The Green Goblin I'm talking about is a skinny, lanky guy with bat wings and hands at the ends.
Okay, so
with actual hands, and it's not like an actual mutation. It's a costume the dude wears, and Spider-Man has a web with nanotech suit.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. So you're talking about an actual suit. So that's where I got confused because the Green Goblin in Ultimate is like jacked.
Yeah, no.
With wings. So let me check, see if. Let me see if Doc Ock.
The one where it's the fourth wall breaks with Peter, it also should have ran a lot longer because they could have done so many cool things.
Oh, without a doubt. I'm right there with you on that.
I mean, hell, we could have had an actual man spider episode, and then they try and mind control that version of Spider-Man to join their cause for a little bit.
The one thing I didn't like about the 2016-2017 version that I was talking about, the Marvel Spider-Man, was that they made it to where Venom is already on Earth. However, he's not latched onto any.
This is the one where it's his teacher is a predominant character, right?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't seen any of that aside from minor clips. I've been trying to stay away from it because I want to watch it beginning to end.
It's good.
I like it.
It's good. The one downside I was gonna say was that Venom is in it, but he's the teacher's Nobel Prize experiment. He's trying to research it.
Okay, so it's still an alien substance, right?
Yes. It is just it's have you played the 2002 Spider-Man game? 2022? The newest one? The newest one.
No.
So they've given Venom a designation of B227 or something like that.
Interesting.
As or B117. B117 is his designation. And
actually, that reminds me, I need to watch that gameplay.
And pretty much what all this designation means, when you want to really boil it down to, is what Venom would be called if he was a science experiment.
Oh, okay. I will say this. I think it goes back to the earlier conversation with me yesterday. I do not like it when they do too many creative liberties. Prime example, Carnage with Tom Hardy.
What was the creative liberty with that?
It's a red one. I'm there's lore behind a red symbiote.
Oh.
And I'm huh? they're trying adding lore behind it. I'm like, okay.
I could see that.
That one was just confusing. Also, Venom being like a weak version of a symbiote, and then you got was it Riot in the first one?
Yes, Riot was in the first one.
Okay, and then Riot's the only is like a strong one that's able to make weapons and stuff with his body. I'm like, I don't like that. Venom's been able to do that too. He just doesn't do it
as often.
Spider-Man's skills.
Yeah.
Pretty much. He uses it as like like people dogpiling him, and then he does like some kind of lashing whip to like push them back.
My biggest gripe with Hardy's Venom is where was Peter Parker? Why is he already with Eddie Brock?
Well, if I remember correctly, this story was based more on like the like one of Lethal Protector series when Eddie's becoming a hero. He's not a villain anymore. He's actually trying to be a good guy.
Yeah, it's kind of based off that.
Which I did not mind.
No, I didn't.
Exploring that was way more interesting.
I didn't mind the mythos, but you can't really have Venom without already establishing.
Yeah, which is why I didn't. Why at first I was confused, like, where's the spider symbol? Then the movie plays, I'm like, that's actually good because that way they don't have. You still have Venom's look, however, it's missing Icon because Peter is not a part of the equation.
No, I agree with that. I was fully for that reasoning.
I will say this: when I saw Null's design, I'm like, why does he have the spider symbol?
That
interacted with Peter Parker.
Yeah, that made me confused too.
Now, if it was like because if it was like a corrupted spiral, like that's been on Carnage's face when he's like absolute carnage,
yeah,
I would have been fine with that because like there's no problem with it. But it's like you gave the spider with a shriveled up like abdomen, and it's red. I'm confused.
No, I'm right there with you.
But then again, just adding a very corrupt-looking bullseye to the centerpiece of such an important character's chest does seem kind of out of place, I suppose. We could also have like the legs, I guess, of the spider going into the spiral.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting, at least.
Zmar, thank you for joining us. Everyone else that has joined us, thank you.
But that has always bugged me ever since seeing that character's design. My only nitpick.
Here's my issue with Null. Even in the comics, he has that design. He's never once interacted with Peter Parker.
That's what I was talking about when I first saw it.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like in the.
No, I haven't even seen the third one.
Okay.
All my mom, because I just asked my mom, like, what's the story? Because I'm just curious. She said it's a codex. I'm like, okay, so they are actually using the Absolute Carnage story elements in this.
Yes, they are using Absolute Carnage, and they butchered it.
Well, in fairness, they had to try and make it so it's like Planetary Threat without any Marvel heroes, without Carnage,
Mm-hmm. So
without anybody being infected with symbiote. But even then, they still technically could have done that.
They made more. They made more.
Chow,
They made
his girlfriend Eddie, the dog Venom possessed as like a precursor.
So based on some information I know about the movie, they did include more symbiotes.
They did, yes.
We got Lasher. We got all of them. So they come in.
All the Light Foundation ones, yeah.
Yep.
And then I think there was a gray one, which I don't think
There's 2 or 3 that were made solely for the movie.
Because there was like a standard mud colored symbiote, like a whitish gray, purple, cyan, I think a green.
There was a green because that's Lasher.
And I think Scream was in there.
Scream is in there. Scream is
the yellow and red one.
Well, not Scream. Agony. Agony's the one I'm thinking of. Agony's in it.
Pinkish one.
The pinkish one, yeah.
I don't think Scorn was in there. Scorn is purple.
I don't remember seeing Scorn, but I could be wrong.
Well, whenever my brother's not watching the movie, I'll have to snag it from him.
This is turning out better than I could have hoped for.
That's good.
So I'll show it off real quick. So like this is just with the orange and the yellow.
Ooh.
No, of course I got some bubbles I gotta pop, but that's nothing too major.
Have you seen that weird trend on TikTok lately where on your journey to find X, you receive Y item?
I have not.
Really? Not sure why, but it's like on your journey to find the Chaos Emeralds, you found the Omnitrix. I'm like, okay, cool. Just scroll on. I watch some funny videos. Now
I saw one that
Omnitrixes, the Millennium Puzzle, the Chaos Emeralds, and all the other Sonic collectibles, the Dragon Balls, a Symbiote, a Machoke from Pokemon, an Icemon from Digimon, a Master Ball, a Raichu, 9 Pokeballs.
What's the Icemon look like?
Like a rock guy.
That might just
like ears.
Oh, that's just Gatomon. It's just rock.
Yeah, but it's an ice version, and it was called Icemon. I have no idea if it's just like, it's because he's in a winter climate or something. No idea.
That's the wonderful thing about Digimon. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who actually has who actually has like a headcanon where every iteration of the anime has taken place in one universe, to where like every evolution form you can do, and you get like one Digimon per season.
Yeah. What is it? I also got the Triforce, which I'm like, wow, I'm just becoming overpowered. Then I got, I don't know if you've seen it, but someone created like the ultimate weapon. It's got like the Omnitrix, the Ultramatrix, the regular show keyboard called the Power, a Nokia cell phone, the flux capacitor from Back to the Future, the Infinity Gauntlet with the Chaos Emeralds and Infinity Stones, like a bunch of like pop culture power items.
Yeah.
All turned into one thing. It's just called the Ultimate Weapon, and I'm like, I got that too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that would be way too overpowered for anybody.
I just named a few things. That thing has like multiple items on it.
Turn to Dust, thank you for joining us. I appreciate you joining.
But yeah, that's like all the stuff. So I have my entire right arm is covered in Omnitrixes, and 4 Omnitrix, 2 Ultramatrixes, entirely, so I can literally turn into a 6 combination alien if I wanted to, which overpowered it as all hell right off the bat.
Hold on, you said the Omnitrix, the Ultimatrix. Which Omnitrix, though?
I'll be back in a minute.
No problem. I'm going to move this one over here so it doesn't have a lot of spillage. If it does, it's just onto cups that we aren't using. But before we move on, I do want to show that off because that looks beautiful. And then we're going to do the same thing with the bowl of dice. So this is going to be fire dice. I just screwed up. I just realized that. Because I need this all back in here for the lid. I can use that for the bullet dice, though. Oh, it's a good day, so that's good. As long as you're posting, that's what matters. But yeah, these are going to be our fire dice. Okay, let me do one thing real quick. Start with toothpicks. Hopefully I can just pop these air bubbles.
I have returned.
Okay.
There was some noise that happened outside, and we were trying to figure out what the hell it was.
All good. Fully understandable.
Oh, okay. And what was your question?
Which Omnitrix was it? Was it like from Ultimatrix?
So we had like 2 Ultimatrixes, no difference
Yeah.
from each other. I had 2 of the original, the Alien Force, and the completed Omnitrix.
From
Omniverse.
yeah. Which Not a big fan of Omniverse, honestly.
Like, I like its design. Like, it's sleek looking, and it's small. It's not bulky. Like
I like the design of it, but it was like just how they handled Bing.
Yeah.
Because he went from. Do you watch Ink Tank?
No.
So they're a YouTuber channel that primarily does Ben 10.
Is this like 10 years later guy?
The 5 years later, yes.
Oh, then yes, I do. I'm aware of them. Not watching their stuff though. Probably should actually.
They also do different like this is this alien's home world and putting all the lore that we have from McDuffie before he passed in there, as well as they put in like other
That's Man of Action, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That's someone who created Man of Action.
I'm trying to figure out what that guy's name is, but for the longest time.
Mark McDuffie. But no, I like how he did it because like how they handled the 5 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Not really how they handle like him interacting with Danny Phantom. That makes no sense to me. Two separate studios, two separate.
The best animated things to come out of like Nickelodeon and
Cartoon Network.
To be honest.
No, and like I'll agree with you on that.
It'd be weird if they added, I don't know, like Kim Possible to that mixture. It's like, okay, now you're just being weird.
Well, no, because I mean that is arguably the best out of Disney.
I feel like there's one better.
Phineas and Ferb?
No. A little older. Not by much. I think.
Dave the Barbarian?
No. God, no. What?
What was it about?
I'm trying to remember. I can't. Like, I just know there was something. Wait, I think it might have been Lilo and Stitch is what I'm thinking of.
Lilo and Stitch was a good animated series that they did.
And then someone posted online, I'd like to see a version where Lilo is trying to go to the academy where Gantu was originally hired from, and Stitch both trying to become captains.
I don't want to spoil the anime. If you haven't watched the anime, I don't want to spoil it for you.
There's an anime?
There is a Lilo and Stitch anime.
Oh my god. That sounds hilarious.
Essentially, what you just listed is what happens in the anime.
Oh.
And
wait a minute. Is that a manga?
Maybe.
I think I saw one at Walmart the other day. I was like, am I seeing things? I looked at it. I actually picked up the name, looked on the inside, like, yeah, this is actually Stitch in a manga.
It reveals the very first experiment. They call him Cyber.
Huh.
He's experiment 000.
I was wondered, like, what's number one? And, like, I want to see, like, the experiments in order and just see how, like, they evolve.
They have a whole wiki.
Right, but I want to see, like, a weird, like, scrolling bar just to see, like, how they were shaped from the beginning to, I guess, Stitch.
Yeah, you can. Well, it would go all the way to Leroy.
I forget Leroy exists, to be honest.
A lot of people forget that 627 exists.
And, like, also, that was a horrible name choice.
What, Leroy?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what else are you going to call experiment 628?
Lloyd.
I mean, they didn't give a name to 626 or 627. They had to come up with one for 628.
8?
Yeah, Leroy 628.
Who's 7?
627 was an experiment that was made by Jumba on Earth.
I don't remember that.
It was he's solely in the animated TV show.
Wait.
He is like the season.
Yeah,
He's like the season 2 finale.
okay. Huh. Because the only ones I remember is the water and the lava one that creates parts of the island.
Mm-hmm.
One that shoots something out of its nose. A pink, cute one.
Yep.
One that creates fears. One that sticks two people together because they're arguing. And
If you don't remember Richter,
one,
I'm gonna be sad.
Richter. Well, was that the one that created earthquakes?
Yep.
Okay, I remember him because I always liked him because he looked like a Stegosaurus.
I thought he always looked like an Ankylosaurus.
Is that the armor-plated one?
Yes, that's the armor-plated one with the club.
Yeah. Okay, so I can see that for the tail, but like his back, it's like individual like plate.
But they're bumps. They're like that big.
Yeah.
Which is like what
down the sides of his spine.
Yeah, but that's what an Ankylosaurus has as well. But theirs is also down their
There's
sides.
like so many of those on him. Like it's just 2 on a stego.
True.
Yeah. I thought Richter was a very clever name.
Richter was a good one.
Wasn't there one that created waves?
Yes, Cannonball.
Really thinking out of the box on that one.
Well, how he made the wave was jumping like a cannonball.
Right, but if I was naming him, I would have called him Sumi, like tsunami.
No, I get what
you would have made.
No, I know exactly what you meant.
And Jumba's never like ashamed of any of his experiments. He's like, oh right, that's bad.
No, he was terrified of 627. Think of how evil Stitch was
when he
started, and crank that up to 11. Like,
so we're talking Stitch as a Night Lord?
We're talking Stitch as if the moment he saw you, if he had a chainsword, it would be going in you.
So Night Lord Stitch.
Pretty much. Like
Now that I see Warhammer, I want to see like on a scale of bad, how bad we talking here? Are we talking Alien versus Predator, or are we talking Night Lord from Warhammer? Because the alien will just kill you and make you a host.
Yeah.
Probably. Night Lord will make you skin knapsack. A Drukhari will make you living furniture and you will still be awake.
Yeah.
A living chandelier is the worst one where you're tied up by your actual nervous system.
See, my biggest thing is like right now we have all these shows from when we were kids. Like Lilo and Stitch is a perfect example.
Yeah.
With Lilo and Stitch, the animated series.
Yeah.
We all knew about Angel and Richter, Baby Doll, Cannonball, all of them, Sparky.
How did I forget Sparky?
He's what started it all. He's what started it all.
Yeah.
But we got all of them. But here's my issue. My biggest issue and gripe right now. The simple fact that we are showing our kids this stuff. Not that we're showing. It's not the issue of we're showing our kids this stuff. I was walking down the aisle, and my son. I mean, Mama Scarecrow literally has Leroy right here and Stitch right here. She's got Ohana on her wrist. She's a huge Stitch fan. He's had a little Stitch Squishmallow since before he was born. And he knows, he's watched the show with me, so he knows some of the characters.
Right.
Well, we're walking down the aisle at Walmart, and they got the Valentine's. They got these cute little stuffed animal flowers.
Right.
I mean, you see them. You work at Walmart, and my son points out, "Daddy, Mommy would like that." I'm like, "Yeah, she would like that." I'm like, "Why would she like that?" And he goes, and he whispers in my ear, "It's Stitch." I'm like, "Yeah." And a little girl walks by and goes, "Who's that ugly dog?" And I'm like, it gets better. So one of them is with Angel, and she goes, "Ew, why does that dog have horns?" I'm like,
okay, that, like, first glance I can see what she means. Like, if I didn't know any better, those do kind of.
It gets better. Little Scarecrow turns around and goes, "That's Stitch." Like, full blown, I'm about to jump out of this car and tombstone this chick.
You taught your son well.
I'm like,
you had to be very proud and also worried.
I was more worried than proud. So, there's somebody that's followed us before. I'm hoping they join today, because we're finally going to test something out.
What is that?
Our gender reveal dice.
What now?
Gender reveal dice.
Do you have another kid?
No. This is for those that are expecting. I don't.
Did you do the Valentine's calendar?
Oh, I haven't done that today yet, have I? Crap. Okay, let's do that real quick. We have fan roll. It's an advent calendar. So we've done up till 4, so we need to do 5.
How are you up to 5 when it's only day 3 of?
I started on the 30th. I think there's only 31 days of January, or 30 days of January. And this is another rose. Infused dye. That's a real rose.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess I've never seen a bloody rose before.
Yeah, on their website they claim that it's a real rose. I have no way of disproving it.
You have to open the dice to do that, probably.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to do that.
Oh no, I like how these are looking. But you get 2 full sets. That's what I really like about this. Yes. Yes, my son was ready to choose violence that day. I really wish I knew where those scissors went, because the only thing I can think of is that Mama Scarecrow came in here and took them and forgot to put them back.
Honestly, I just want to learn how to talk Stitch's language, so that way I can just say the most stupid thing.
In the anime,
just look at me like, what did you just say? And I'm like, you're gonna find out.
You've probably seen the GIF going around of it, but it's Stitch making a wooden sword and talking in his language. And it's just a Japanese woman going, "Oh yeah, well, uba di faba to you too."
And he goes, "Stupid bitch."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a clip I've seen. I'm like, did someone fan edit this?
No, that's so the language
Was that from
used.
the anime?
The language used at the end was actually just cut off. It's stupid big meanie is what he actually says.
I assume that, but it's still funnier.
Yeah, but that's the anime that I was talking about. He's no longer with Lilo. Lilo is an adult. She shows up in the series.
That's good.
However, how they introduce her is sad. Because it starts off with her getting off a plane and you see a little Lilo. And they don't explain it at first that Lilo is an adult. It's just Stitch is walking around with a new person, really. But Lilo gets off a plane. He runs and starts hugging her. Lilo starts screaming because she has no clue who he is. It's Lilo's daughter.
Oh wow!
And Lilo comes up behind her and says, "No, this is my friend."
And then Stitch has to look at her for a minute and be like, tilting his head, like, "Hello."
Yeah, he was.
You know that like quirky anime scene where it's like, I didn't recognize you. I'm like, oh my god, you're way different now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like that's fine, but it's also like
Gut wrenching.
I don't know how getting older works with a human.
And gut wrenching.
Oh, that hurts. He's probably traumatized with Lilo just started screaming for no reason when he tried to give her a hug.
Think about that.
I don't want to.
You're gonna.
No. Not my little blue boy.
Oh, I cannot wait till tomorrow.
Also, I want that red car, goddammit.
Which red car?
Stitches.
Which one?
The movie.
Oh, you're talking about the end?
The beginning.
Oh, you want the red one.
I want the red one.
So remember, at the end, they give him a red one as well. Nosferatu, I have a thing where unless I've interacted with you outside of here, in your lives or anything else, I don't really accept guests up unless I really know you. It's more so people don't just jump in, throw out some weird statement or something that can get my life taken out, and then I'm screwed because this is partially how I make my money. Feel free to stay, man, and talk while we make the dice. But no, remember at the end they gave him
I don't remember the third one, right?
No, the end of the first one. The very end of the first one, for Christmas, Jabba gives Lilo and Stitch one of those battery.
Like a kid-sized one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But it's just a regular. It's a regular car, and then you press a button, it turns into the red one.
Yeah, no, I shot the red one.
Oh yeah, he took the red one.
Dibs.
Just that line is so iconic now.
Mm-hmm.
It blows my mind how iconic some of this stuff is. Like,
just like you got the makings of greatness in you.
What is that from? You're gonna have to give me a hint.
James Clancy Hawkins.
That's my favorite movie too.
Love it. That's what it is. Because who's got James Hawkins on dinosaurs when Ryder with Morph as a pop figure. This guy. We got it at Christmas. Like 2 years ago.
I'm coming over.
Dibs. No touchy.
You ain't gotta know I'm there.
Oh, I got a Night Lord chilling in the closet. Have fun trying to dodge him.
I'll just bring my feral 2-year-old. Or 3-year-old. Oh my god, he's gonna be 4.
You do realize my Night Lord is 3 feet tall, right?
Why are you putting 3-foot tall people in closets?
I mean, he chooses to be in there as much as I don't want him to be in there.
Don't worry, mine's 3-foot tall too.
This one has a large butcher's knife and that claw thing from Predator on the other arm.
Mine has
He
out.
stands in the doorway, staring at me with those cold red eyes.
Mine has outright looked at me. And while watching Harry Potter, turns back to me. Looks back at Harry Potter. Looks back at me. I don't want Harry to win. We were in the Battle of Hogwarts. I looked at him like, what do you mean you don't want Harry to win? He's like, I don't want Harry to win. I'm like, okay, who do you want to win? He goes, Voldemort. And just shakes his head like it's nonchalant, that big of a deal. I'm like,
your child is a dead leader. You might need to throw him in Azkaban. I'm sorry to tell you this.
I figured that out the moment that I'm sitting there carrying him when he was about 2. I think he was just about 2 years old. He was still learning to walk. He was a late walker. And he was on our bed. We were wrestling. And I threw my hip out. And of course, I'm going down. I go, oh shit. And all I hear is, oh shit. Yeah.
Hopefully his mother didn't hear that.
Oh no, she was right there. I got yelled at. I got yelled at for. Did I tell you what happened on 55 the other day? So I about got in a wreck because I pulled over because he unbuckled and he goes, uh
Oh,
oh.
no, yeah, you did tell me.
Yeah, I told Mama Scarecrow about that and I got treated out for that one. I was like, that one wasn't my fault. That one was the dude who decided to speed up behind me.
Yeah.
It's not my fault my kid actually decided to listen to me for the first time in his life.
Unfortunately, the only way a kid will learn is if they truly fuck around and find out.
Oh, pretty much. So essentially what I'm doing here.
Learn consequences.
So essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just evening out the resin so I can mix it. But this is going to be for gender reveal dice. Essentially, if you, let's say you have a kid and you want to find out, you can hire me for the gender reveal and we will make dice that glow in the dark.
Ooh, that's actually a really cool idea. I'm actually curious what like glow in the dark pink would look like.
Glow in the dark what?
Pink.
Oh, I'm not.
I've never seen that color be used as a glow in the dark material before.
I could do pink. So I got pink in here. Fuchsia, coral, magenta.
Because what is it like? I've been so tempted to look at D&D dice, and I just see their, I think it's like Cloud Giant dice, and I'm like, it looks so pretty, and I want it. And I see the size. I'm like, I don't think I need it that bad.
No.
I think it's roughly just a little smaller than a golf ball.
Yeah.
That's rather large.
I gotta go through all the stuff on my desk. Okay. I want. So should I do? Well, no, I'd have to do sky blue because that's the closest to this blue. Let me double check.
Sakura pink would work.
So this is the glow in the dark blue. I'm just trying to see which one closest matches. Because like this wouldn't work, but
Well, I'm wondering, say
that might.
whatever color they want the dice to be.
Yeah.
The gender reveal is just the glow in the dark part.
Well, that's what. So like that's what I'm doing. So like
Oh, I see.
this is the glow in the dark. This is not. So this is gonna be pink glow in the dark. This is just gonna be blue. But I put them in this cup, one in here, one in there, mix it together, and then I pour it.
I see.
Your team's trying to get their license. I envy that.
Why do you envy that? That's going to be you at some point. You're going to be paranoid about your child.
So like I tried teaching my brother
How
how
did that go?
He refused to as well. That's why I'm saying I envy it.
I see.
Because I've been trying for like my brother's 27 and married now.
Uh-huh.
He still doesn't have a license.
How?
He refuses to get one.
Is it just because he doesn't like the idea of driving a death machine?
Pretty much.
I mean, that's not a terrible reason.
It's not. I've
worse excuses.
And I've reiterated that to him. My issue with him that I brought up was the fact that he's 27 and a father of 3.
Yeah.
I was like, how did you even make it to the hospital with your last one when your last one was your firstborn? Because he's got 2 stepkids.
What are the other kids trying?
He wouldn't answer me. I still to this day have no clue how they got to the hospital.
I swear to God, if he actually made the missus drive while she's pushing like 70 while trying to not push.
Oh no, I would literally drive over there today and start. There would be hate crimes.
Just be like, pass me the chocolate.
I wouldn't even be using that. I'd be using my freaking fist.
Miss Steel Toe chocolate.
Yep.
I don't know why I keep staring at this goddamn book, but you know what? I'm gonna actually read the 6th edition codex rule book. Because why not?
Because Santa. That's why not.
Why would I? What does Santa have to do with the Warhammer 40k GW branded 6th edition codex rulebook?
Give me a few minutes and I'll think of a reason. I just tasted mica powder. Ugh.
Tastes like
chalk and poison.
I was gonna say failure.
The only thing that I don't like is it'll kind of be a dead giveaway of what it is if you've seen me make these dice. Because the glow in the dark doesn't have any shimmer pigment, and I can't add glitter. Otherwise, the glow in the dark doesn't work. So like, trying to get that in there. See how that's like shimmering on the blue?
Yeah.
It doesn't do that on the pink. Ooh, and the pink actually runs faster. Ooh, that's both good and bad.
Okay, I don't know what this image is, but it's very fast. Honestly, just looking at like the old art is really cool.
Yeah. Let's see if this worked how I thought it would. After looking at it, I don't think it's going to.
This is the Admech versus the Dark Mechanicus. On this one page, which is really cool. Oh, there's even Titans in the background.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to work. One, I don't have enough.
Wait, this unfolds? Ooh. Ooh, this is pretty. Wait, I know this. This is the. Oh, what is it? This is the path to the Imperial Palace at night. This is actually gorgeous. Nice. I'm used to seeing this image in the daytime. Okay, I can't take this voice anymore. I'm gonna try and fix it. Sound any better?
Okay, let me check something here real quick. It does, but it's going to be weird.
What?
I'm charging the resin.
I'm charging my laser.
It doesn't do what it needs to do, but when you run it over, you can tell what's the glow in the dark. But then again, I haven't turned the lights off to see if it actually glows yet. Mainly because I still have to scoop out all this resin, because not all of it. Okay. Try something.
Wow.
What's up?
So I'm looking at the 6th edition rulebook,
Yeah.
and it shows there's this one section on 186, and it shows the Primarchs, and it's like going over like what they are and this sort of thing. And it's got 8 pictures, and the first few ones I can identify. The last 2 I can't quite identify. So it goes Sanguinius. I believe that's Horus, Jagatai Khan, Magnus, what looks like Angron. Nope, I'm wrong. That's Leman Russ. That's Dorn. Then you got the 2 last ones, which are, I think it's supposed to be either Alfarius or Omegon, because a chain sight and bat wings. Reason why I'm not sure is because last I checked, those two were bald. This one has full spiky hair with a beard. And then the other one, like, doesn't have any hair visible. Looks like they have something covering up their face. And what looks like I'm not even trying to correctly identify this even gun. Looks like a gun that's got a bunch of holes on its barrel with a clip on the top. And then like I don't know what it's called, that weird Egyptian style sword. Or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say it might be Fulgrim because there is like an eagle on his shoulder, I think.
So I might have to use a different color for my glow in the dark. Because when that glows in the dark, it's like a blue color, even in the actual like silicone.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever I do this, I'm gonna leave that on there for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's pink, but whenever it's actually mixed, it's not. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. That's
Weird.
wait, say that again?
So
Why can't I see you?
So I'm in the dark. I'm testing the glow in the dark. So like right now, with me charging up the glow in the dark, here is it in the canister.
Oh, I see.
So that one you can tell it's supposed to be pink.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same color.
That looks gray.
That looks blue in person.
Interesting.
But it's the singular color, so it doesn't make sense why that looks like that.
Okay. That is really weird.
Like, I don't know if I just didn't charge it long enough.
If you have a flashlight that does it, a flashlight that has a strobe light function works really well. Don't ask me why it works well, but it just does.
Yeah, see, I mean, that's fully charged. It doesn't make sense. I'm hoping that we can get that to work. I might just have to do 2 different cups for it. And put more powder in. Is it glow in the dark resin? So it's epoxy resin, but it's glow in the dark powder. So it's supposed to just be clear resin. I've done it before with other resin, but when we use the glow in the dark, such as this one actually shows up as a glow in the dark. This is supposed to be purple. But yeah, it just didn't work for some reason. I mean, we got a pretty cool looking color. So, I mean, those dice, if they all come out how they should come out pretty good. I gotta guess. Turn to dust. Okay. I'll pull you up. I'm about to get off here in a few. So
That's fine. I was just going to wonder, can you put some paint in with it that's glow in the dark? The resin?
So, paint probably not. What I've seen from just experimenting like with this, it completely like just adding that little bit of glitter completely killed the glow in the dark for this, to where it wouldn't even glow. It doesn't make sense, but that's what happened. I could try it, but I'd have to get some glow in the dark paint to do it. But no, I mean, we still got a pretty cool looking color. What I'm thinking more than likely happened was that the blue overpowered the pink because it's heavier. And I probably just needed to have mixed up more blue or more pink. Going to be a chart about it when mixing with different pigments. No, so there's really no chart about mixing with different pigments. And I verified with this if this is good, because this is our glow in the dark. I verified if this is good with epoxy resin, and yeah, it's good with epoxy. Why is that lifted up?
Yeah, I remember seeing you having some before. And it looked real good.
Yeah, I mean, we did them with these, and it turned out pretty good. So what I'm wondering is if it might just be that color, because let me get the light going on it. I mean, yeah, I mean, try and fail is the best advice that I can give. A lot of what we've done has been just experimenting. Like I said, we have the glow in the dark right here. Oh, that's so sick. I love how that does that. So, for reference, there's the eyes without being charged. There's the eyes charged.
Nice.
That is just... Oh, that's such a cool effect. We do have our updated price list out there, by the way. So, if you're wanting our Gunslinger, and Gunslinger was the first one next to me, so that's why I chose to go with that first. $20. However, if you want Gunslinger with the dice box, that's going to be $25. So if you want Gunslinger just like this, just out and about, all 7 dice, all willy-nilly, that's just going to be $20 plus shipping and handling, or put another $5 for the dice box. I recommend getting the dice box. It's a nice little easy way to hold it. The one downside is we cannot magnetize this. Oh.
I gotta get going. My phone's about to die.
You have a good one. I'm just gonna do some shameful
Shameful showing.
Yep.
Alright. Take care.
You too. The big one. This is standalone. So, what do I mean by standalone? With this, you have to buy this separately. So you can buy our individual dice in a dice bag. And this, you just wouldn't get the dice bag. Unless you put in it, hey, I want it all still there. Like if you want the dice back there. Work here and it's 4, so I'm not going yet. No, I get you. No, but yeah, this is $38 to get this. This is a dice box. Holds 4 dice sets. But this is $38 plus shipping and handling. Like I said, you can get that. You can get dice with it, but it has to go individually there. Then we have insert dice. This could be liquid core. This could be just like, for instance, our 1 ring dice or our sugar skull dice. That's $26 for a bag. If you want them in a dice box, that's going to be $30. If you want them in a dice box that's magnetized, that's going to be $35. Standard dice. Let me check, see which ones this is. No, that's not a good example. I know I got a good example somewhere around here. I'll just pull one out here. Standard dice. No inserts. I know I got one in here somewhere. Standard dice, no inserts. Up to 3. Or you might increase that to 5. Different colorants. For a single bag is $18. Now that could be with anything such as this was our attempt at Petri. Turned out pretty good. We want to get that even better though. Like I want those tendrils all the way down. But could be this. Could be one of our multiple sets, such as watermelon, or one of our newest sets. I hate how this template one works. It's got to go a specific way, otherwise it doesn't shut. Our newest set, Zeus. So, $18 for a standalone. $26 if you want it with a dice box. And then $31 if you want it with a magnetized dice box. The other thing that we offer is commission painting for D&D, Warhammer, really any games. Currently, how we've been doing that is $10. Gotcha, that is so small. I really want that starter box. This Skaven Tide, I really want that. If you want, because we are going to be doing a sorry, I'm looking for. We are going to be doing commissioning for our own set of dice with our own logos on it. You can definitely work with us to see if we can't get you a set of dice for that. But what I was going to say was, not much Battle Brush. Pretty much what happened was our prior pricing for miniature painting was $10 for tabletop ready, $30 for display quality, and then for diorama, which would give you something to this level, was $40 to build the diorama and then $20 per miniature. Now, all the metallic bits on there, the armors, everything like that, that's all non-metallic metal. That was our prior prices. Yes, corkboard is what we used. That was our prior prices. Our current prices is $15. I'll accept Ballad Brush real quick. $15 per hour. So for a basic tabletop ready miniature, it takes me maximum 2 hours. It really depends on how big it is, but it shouldn't take me no more than 2 hours. You didn't mean to request, that's fine. And then with display level, it usually takes me 3 to 4 hours. This one right here took about 4 hours in total, and this is like our display level quality. I appreciate the rose, Battle Brush. So that's all going to be $15. That's an estimated 4 hours, like I said. And then the diorama, it takes roughly 6 hours to build. With a minimum 3 figures, you're looking at about 12 hours to paint, so total about 18 hours for that. Let me do that math real quick. On average, a diorama with 3 figures should cost no more. Bear with me. Then $270. So with 3 figures, now remember this is per figure as well, because I'm charging per hour. I mean, if I just took these 3 right here with this background, that'd be $270. Not a bad price. Now, you might be wondering, how do we handle international shipping with us being in the States? That's a great question. We do have a minimum order requirement for international shipping. Those that are requesting us to commission for them will get a, how do I word this? You have a minimum order quantity of $100 plus the shipping and handling. Norway, then, yeah, perfect example. Minimum order quantity of $100. USD, of course. So that could be that could be across the board. You could get 3 sets of dice. You could get a big one and a miniature figure painted up, and that's all there. Now, the big question I usually get is, well, how do you handle getting the miniatures? Well, that's a great idea. That's a great question. There's 2 ways that we do it. The first one is you ship me the miniature. You already have it. You ship it to me. I paint it for you. The second one is I add it to your cost if I have to buy it. Really, there's 3 ways, but this is the second one. If I have to buy it myself, like if I have to go to my local game store and buy it, then I'm adding the price of the miniature to your price. But I usually try to find the lowest price. Such as if it's a Nosler miniature, I know that going to Gnomish Bazaar is going to be my best bet. Another way that we do it, which is probably the smartest way, is if you want a miniature commissioned by me, you just go on our website, go down to our affiliate links, go to one of our many affiliates that sell miniatures, such as Game Castle, which gives you a 5% discount. Nutmeg Games, which gives you a 10% discount. Firestorm Games, Wayland Games, Miniature Market. And then before you place the order fully with that, place your order with me. Let me know what you're getting and what the ask for my address, and then I'll provide you with my address. You buy the miniatures and have them shipped directly to me. I ship them back to you, charging you the shipping fee for that. You're only paying one shipping or two shipments back then. Whereas if you were to have it shipped to your house, you'd have to pay for the shipping to you from the store, you to me, and me to you. And we don't want to have you pay extra. So that's one way that we actually circumvent that. But we have many affiliates. If you're into tabletop or trading card games such as Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon Magic the Gathering, Nutmeg Games has you covered. If you're more into looking for a specific Renegade game, such as the My Little Pony card game or the Power Rangers Battle for the Grid board game, we are affiliated with Renegade Games. We have several affiliates that are dice. Fanroll. I mean, we literally just did our Fanroll dice for the advent calendar for today. I'll show that off real quick so I can grab it. This is it right here. That is a real rose in there. But, I mean, don't just take my word for it. Check us out. We offer a lot of different designs with our dice, and we're always making new ones. We have, for example, just what I have here. I can't show off the demon, but it's on our website, and it should be in one of the videos that we've done recently. I mean, we got the watermelon right here. I showed off Zeus. We have Jekyll and Hyde right here. That didn't sound good. So essentially what I do with these samples is I use them as weights for my molds because they're the only thing I have that's heavy. I mean, we got Jekyll and Hyde right here. Emerald Skyline. I can't show off Strawberry Watermelon or the Demon because they're both blockaded currently. But we have what we called Excalibur. Now, Excalibur is supposed to come with a specific dice box. However, the studio that made the dice box can't explain to me why the dice won't fit when I bought the mold from them as well, and it was supposed to fit. But this is the dice box it's supposed to come in. Now the D4 fits, the D6 fits, and the D20 fits. The D12, the D8, the percentiles, and the D10 do not fit at all. We can't figure out why. So I have no problem selling that individually at a discounted price because they do not fit if you want them for an aesthetic reason. But we're not going to be selling that just to sell it. I'm not going to make you guys pay for something that, for all extensive purposes, isn't what you guys are looking for. I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. Iron ore. And then we have tungsten right here. That's not supposed to be on there. Not sure how that even got there. But transparent light gray dice with green and yellow numbers. I might be able to do that. I would have to experiment with it. Now, when you say green and yellow numbers, are you talking about like alternating it? Like, for instance, green, yellow, green, yellow, green, yellow? Or are you talking about like half green, half yellow? The light gray is going to be the hard part. Oh, so you're wanting transparent light gray with green plumage. Okay. Yeah, so that would be similar to what we attempted last night. I had to throw it away because it didn't do what we were looking for. Let me grab it here. So this was a failure because of the fact that we added too much green. Or not too much green, too much black into it. But this is essentially what you're kind of looking for. What we're doing right now is also kind of what you're looking for, except for we're taking like 3 different colors and making them plume. But yeah, we got a way to do that as well. Really no issue there. And that would just be $18 plus shipping and handling. I mean, this is one of the alcohol inks that we can use that's technically, it's supposed to be a blue, but it's more of a, like in person, it looks more like a teal. It's supposed to be cerulean. Like, where's my card at? I got a whole card that shows me what everything is. There it is. Like, it's supposed to be that blue. I don't think so. If anything, it looks more like that. But no, we have ways to make that happen. Really, there's not much. Yes, I also have the option of the 3 different types of D4s to pick from. Prismatic, which is like a crystal. Beryl, which is kind of like a crystal with 2 ends. And then the classic caltrop. The one we're doing right now is... Actually, let me just grab some dice. Hang on. I know what one is. I did all of them. That's not right. That's not the one I was looking for. Still mad that this didn't turn out right. This was one of our experiments with Petri that just did not work. We got that crystal clear portion out perfect, but it didn't do what we wanted. So this is prismatic right here. And then barrel. I'll show that off in a second. Now, we are going to be getting our own dice commissioned. So what do I mean by that? We're getting our own dice commissioned to make dice. Foulmouth Fox, I appreciate that, man. I'm not sure if you've seen our dioramas before. I appreciate that. We do sell those as well. Everything that we do is handmade. This is the barrel dice that I was telling you about, where it looks similar to the prismatic, but slightly different. I gotta remember which this goes. Nope. There we go. Essentially, what we're looking for when we do our dice commissions is me discussing, or when I say I'm getting dice commission, is I'm working with a dice maker to get our logo put on a set of dice for some masters. Then we're going to make the mold ourselves. With that in mind, we'll still be selling dice from the Gunslinger line and from our pre-made molds. However, what I want everyone to understand is once we start making dice with our own logo on it, what that's going to do is increase if you want that specific set. So what do I mean by it's going to be increasing again? The master set costs $25. So I do have to increase the price of the dice if you're going to be getting one of them that I've molded from the master set. For example, let's say this is the master set, and this is just one of our regular molds that we have now. You've seen the logo and everything on the master set. You like how they look. And you decide that, you know what, that's the one I want. You reach out to me on our website and you say, hey, I want to get one of your dice, your molded dice. How much is it? And it's going to be on the website as well. Since the master is going to be $25, it will cost an additional, and I haven't set this in stone, I know I'm going to boost it up to $20. So probably, let me do the math there, an additional $17 for just a regular set of dice. And then I'd have to factor in like inserts and stuff like that as well. But $35 is probably going to be the starting point of that mold, just so that I can recoup some of the cost. Now, that doesn't mean we're not going to be selling molds out of these molds. This mold, I mean, it looks pretty close to being copyright. So I'm not taking a chance. We're not going to be selling with this mold ever. In fact, we probably will never use this mold, sadly, again. Just because this looks severely copyrighted. But yeah, I mean, we were just wanting to make sure that you guys are aware that, hey, we are trying to make our own dice. Once we make our own dice, if you want it from that mold or with our logo on it, it will be more. But along with that, that gives me the chance to make, how do I want to word this? I can make a mold, and then I can make a larger mold out of, like, say, the D6. So, like, let's say I just take the D6, I make one mold. I pop that out, and I just keep making out that D6. But then I'm like, you know what, I want to get, people are asking for, like, a 5 set of D6. I can then make a mold of 5 D6. So I'm not making these individually and taking them longer for you guys. And that's the whole idea I want. I want to try to make sure that we can get everything going to where you guys have a full set or full set of whatever you're wanting, like D6. I know a lot of you guys are Warhammer players. I know a lot of you use D6s. That's the goal I'm looking for. I mean, even those that play Legion, you guys use the D8s. Odds are hits, evens are misses, or odds are misses, evens are hits, and then the highest number is the surge. I mean, there you go. You got a whole D8 right there now. But no, we're wanting to make sure that we can make the best options for you all and provide the best service we can, which is why we have also started to do sales. Currently, if you go on our website until March 1st and you order any order of dice, $50 or more of dice, you get a 10% discount. Now, if you go on our website, and let me double check that. I think I'm right on that. We're doing 2 sales. One for dice, one for yes, all orders of dice until March 1st of $50 or more receive a 10% discount. All miniature figure commissions until March 1st will receive a 15% discount off the hourly rate. And I don't know if this is showing up on our live stream on YouTube right now, but this is our website. Like, this is how it looks on as Chrome. But I mean, you can see here we have, I'll show it off here. Now this is, I'm not a fan of how this is all kind of bunched up some areas. Specifically, like some titles got bunched. Let me turn it sideways. Like, that's supposed to say Scarecrow Miniature Painting, and then it's got a brief blurb of what we actually do here. This should have said commissions, if I'm not mistaken. And then that should say Tier 1 tabletop ready. But it goes into detail like what our tabletop is. Base coated miniatures, whatever color palette you choose, minimal highlighting and basing. Right there, $15 per hour. And yes, that is a hard 1 hour minimum is going to be charged for all miniature paints. Over here, you can see our sales. That should say detailed Tier 2. But this is everything you can get in Tier 2. Detailed base coat highlighting. Additional effects are offered at this level. And here's the additional effects. Object source lighting, UV resin work, glow effects, non-null metallics, detailed basing. And an example of our Tier 2 is right here. This is our Tier 2. This right here is our Tier 1. This is our Tier 2. And then there's the diorama. And this is what you can get in a diorama. You'll get the display quality miniatures. Discounted price for miniatures. We are going to have to remove that. I just realized that that's still there. Handcrafted diorama bases. And all effects offered in Tier 2 are offered at this level. That is true. So we just got to take that bullet point out. Fix that. Not an issue. Like all that fur right there, that's all hand painted detail. Same with on the panther and the leopard down here. That's all hand painted detail. Those are both smooth. So that says dice right here. So this is what you get with our dice. So they're handmade multiple color choices to pick from optional dice box to match. So here are our prices. $18 USD per set, not including dice box. $20 for the guns. I thought we put that at $25, but $24 is even better. $26 for inserts like the One Ring and Liquid Core. $26 for non-magnetized dice box. That would be like all of the displays I've shown off besides those that are magnetized like the Zeus. $30 per USD set for all dice with inserts. $31 per set including magnetized dice box. And then $35 per set with magnetized dice box for those with inserts. Then you have the big one dice box, which is $38. Now, it usually takes 48 hours to cure, depending on resin used, materials, everything like that. And then we got an example of our watermelon dice right there. That is one of our top reviewed dice, to the point where it is, when we made the video last night or yesterday going over every example, this one right here had the most views within the first 20 minutes and the most likes within the first 20 minutes. But I mean, we have our gallery right here. Casing some of the dice that we've done. Now, of course, it looks better on a phone because it was made on a phone. And you're going to see some defects like right there. We do not have a pressure pot as of yet, so there's going to be some defects. Load it up. This is the demon. Talk to you later, Turn to Dust, Emerald Skyline. Miniature we did. This is Strawberry Watermelon. This was the iron ore we showed off. Another one of our our miniature paintings that we've done. Tungsten. Dice. No, that's the Barbagant. That's a detailed Barbagant because we have object source lighting right here. Bad connection here. I hate that. That's our Hive Tyrant. Our Anakin. Why is that not a couple? Rocket and Groot. There's nothing loading up at. Oh, I got more than 2 or 3. There we go. The blue, and then the big one with the one ring inside. So you have options to go to my TikTok, my YouTube, my Linktree, direct email. And then you have, it literally takes you after our painting and dice gallery. We have our terms and conditions where it states orders of $100 or more do require a $50 or 50% down payment. Orders are first come, first serve, even if paid in full upfront. So what does that mean? Let's say that Norway called me up, said, hey, I want you to do this. He or she supplies me the minis. I go from there. Fox decides he or she wants a miniature, but can't give me the miniatures before Norway can. Norway gets it first, even if you guys place it at the exact same time. All orders are paid through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. If we supply the miniature, the cost of the miniature will be added to the total cost. Cheapest option we can find is what will be quoted. If customer supplies a miniature and parts are lost or damaged, a refund will be provided based on damage to the unit. So what that means right there is if it's the head is missing or an arm, like a critical piece, you're going to get 25 to 50% discount. If it's like the tip of a sword that just broke off and I didn't see it, and I have really no proof that it wasn't already broken, 5% discount. All orders, unless picking up in person and stated as such, will have shipping costs charged to customers. Orders under 100 USD shipping in continental United States only. I'm not sure why I would put that. Orders over $100 international shipping is allowed. So I'm going to have to just take out half of that. I'm not sure why it says that. We're not going to limit it to $100 to the continental United States only. Shipping cost is based off United States Postal Service flat rate shipping. That is true. Because we have the flat rate boxes, we have to use the flat rate shipping. So then if you want to place an order, you click there and it goes to our commission form. So what we ask for is the quantity, the tier level, color palette, address, and any other pertinent information you want to add, such as any added details. We do our best to reach out within 48 hours maximum. If you have not heard from us within 48 hours and you have placed an order, please, please, please reach out to us. Make sure that the email didn't get lost in our emails. We have a direct line to our email, our YouTube, our Patreon, and our Linktree. You go back, scroll all the way back down. Now our affiliates. Now, if you notice here, we also have our YouTube, TikTok, and email, as well as our Linktree on our home screen as well. So our affiliates. We have so many affiliates, we had to make our own tab. So, first and foremost, Table Hammer. So they have custom prints, proxy Warhammer figures, and you get a 15% discount if you use that code. And that link. You have to use this link and that code. Now, that link does take you there. Perfect example. Anything with airbrushing, such as a compressor, they're who you want to go through. You can get a Badger Patriot for $65 from them. That's usually an $85, $90 airbrush. They have a wide variety to choose from, multiple options for air compressors, everything like that. So Nutmeg Games, they have affordable trading card games, various board games, tabletop role-playing games, and dice games. 10% off your entire order if you use that code with that link. Fanroll, custom dice. That's who we've been doing the advent calendar through. Made from multiple materials, from wood to minerals. 10% off your sale using that code. Game Castle, they're located in the Bay Area. Distributor of multiple miniature creators, including Atomic Games, or that should say Atomic Mass Games, Games Workshop, and Weird. They're a distributor of all three of them. Affordable pricing, and you get a 5% discount code when you use that link with that code. Merlin's Miniatures. So, fully painted miniatures at the time of purchase. Excellent bundle pricing. They're a vendor of two thin coats. That's part of the reason why I chose them, was the two thin coats. And you get 10% off your purchase. Minva Tabletop. If you play D&D, this is what you want. Multiple ways to record keep. Be it for the dungeon players, various accessories from dice and character sheets to stickers and mugs. And you get a 5% discount if you use that code. D&D dice, resin cured dice, customizable options, multiple styles to choose from. Miniature Market, this is my local game store right here. Distributor of hundreds of games, discounted retail price on wide variety of miniatures. I've seen Games Workshop Warhammer figures, brand new, at 20% off with this one. Distributor of most major game companies. That is true. They only have like one or two companies they don't really deal with, such as Noble Knight Games. I have not been able to find any Noble Knight Games on their website. Renegade Games. Creator and retailer of Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, multiple Hasbro-based board games, including G.I. Joe, Mission Critical, and several deck-building games. Firestorm Games. Custom miniatures. Various miniature-based games, from A Song of Ice and Fire to Warhammer. Various board games and toys. Dice Envy, once again, another dice company we are affiliated with. I chose them because they do have a subscription service. So if you're constantly going to go and buy new dice and you want a quick and easy way, that's your way. Wayland Games, multiple miniature games. I chose them specifically as an affiliate because they are a retailer of hard-to-find miniature games, such as Batman the Miniature Game from Noble Knight Games. And they do get free shipping in the UK on orders of $20 or £20 or more. Only Games. This is our newest one. They're a distributor of two thin coats as well. Multiple options from unpainted and pre-painted miniatures. Offers late pledge Kickstarters, including Animal Fantasy Football as proxies for Blood Bowl. So that's the big reason why we chose them, was the 2 thin coats and the Blood Bowl. But you literally just click that button. You're back at our home screen. So let's give an example of what you could do. You could go here. You could go to, say, Game Castle. Just waiting for it to finish. Works on the website, I do, or works on mobile. I do know that. This little link right here takes you right to it because I've done it before. But let's say you go on here, you're using this reference link. You buy, you're about to go hit buy on the order. Before you do that, you just go in here. You're like, let me scroll to the bottom, back to the home page. Go to the bottom, place the order. Put in your name. Now, if you're from Discord or anything like that, you can put down whatever you want. Your email address and whatever message you want to put, such as, hey, I need to put in an order of this, and this. What's your address? You hit send. It gets emailed directly to me. I then answer immediately. And from there, I give you my address. You go back to the homepage. Go back to the affiliates. Go back down to Game Castle. Or have a separate tab open, of course. And you go and place your order. And you just, instead of using your address, you would use my address. And that'd be the easiest way to get miniatures sent to me for miniature commissions. Let me flip that back over. Anybody have any questions about how that works? Or why we are doing it that way? Norway, you good? I see you're okay. Making sure you're still here. It said you're here, but I wasn't sure. But that's pretty much how our orders go from start to finish. Those over that works with going from one live to another tab. I'll have to rewatch the live after it uploads just to see. But yeah, I mean, our whole goal is just to make sure that everybody can review our website, look at our gallery. Because we've been burned in the past. We used to use Brush for Hire on Reddit. And if you use Brush for Hire, that's great that you do. But how that group works is weird. For example, I had one person that wouldn't respond back to my posts or to my DMs letting them know, yeah, I can do your commission for you. I mean, it wasn't that I was reaching out on the same post multiple times. It was multiple different posts, multiple different armies and requests. But they were so adamant about not responding, they actually reached out to the admins of the subreddit, who then had to pull me aside and say, hey, you are not allowed to message that person ever again. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I literally was asking them for work because they asked in the Brush for Hire chat who can paint this, and I let them know, yeah, I can do it. Here's an example. And they asked about 3 different armies. I'm honestly not sure, man. I don't play Warhammer. I've pretty much strictly painted it at this point. It was too expensive for me whenever I first got into miniature painting, because I was debating, do I want to get into, because I wanted to paint the miniatures. I was like, okay, do I want to do D&D or do I want to do Warhammer? I got money for one. And I was sitting there doing the math. I'm like, D&D. D&D is what we're going to do. So we went and we started doing D&D. That's how we got here. I mean, one of our first miniatures that we ever painted was this red dragon before we stripped it down and made it a diorama. No, I'd love to do another D&D diorama. I'd love to do a Warhammer diorama as well. But it is almost 10 p.m. here. We've been live for 2.5 hours almost. I'm going to have to call it a night, everyone. Once again, if you are interested in supporting us, even if it's not through our Patreon, even if it's not by using us as a commission, support us through our affiliates. If you need paint, go to Spray Gunner, go to Only Games, go to any Miniature Market, even sells paints if you're looking for Army Painter. If you're wanting miniatures, go to one of our affiliates. If you're looking for dice, go to one of our affiliates. Especially if you're not going to go through us, go through one of our affiliates. Because even then, it still supports us. I don't like using it as a sales tactic. We do make commission off of our affiliate links. It depends on the affiliate itself. For example, Game Castle originally is a 10% commission with no discount link. However, I was able to talk them into giving you guys a 5% discount if I took a 5% pay cut. But yeah, check them out. If you need anything done, we really want to do a Warhammer diorama, a Star Wars diorama, a Marvel diorama, literally anything that we can do. Fallout, Batman. There's a lot that we could do, a lot that we want to do. But we do need your support. That is the biggest thing right now, is your guys' support. And that's word. To the point where without you guys, we don't stay in business. We don't stay in business. We can't fund the hobby that we love. I mean, I just recently started doing dice making this year. And already, compared to miniature painting, it's about 50-50 on enjoyment for me. I like creativity. And dice is a perfect avenue for that because I can experiment. I can do stuff I've never thought about doing before with any other stuff that I've never seen anybody do. Whereas with miniature painting, I mean, this is a good example. This is a dire wolf from Pathfinder. I mean, it's usually painted up the same way for all artists. I mean, and this is without any, I do want to clarify, this is without any shade. This is just pure dry brush. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll check out your work, man. Selling painted minis compared to doing a commission is two separate hurdles. Let's take Facebook, for example. With Facebook, how their marketplace works is it has to be a physical item. So I can go in there today and post this for sale. This is a physical item. Did that break off? I could have swore I made that longer. But I could sell this on Marketplace as a physical model, and that's exactly what it is. It depends on if I'm done with security. Yep. So like with how Marketplace works is, I could post this. It may sell, it may not. But I could then go through and post this picture and like 3 others from my gallery and claim, quote unquote, commission painting service because I wrote the word service. That gets flagged and it's not even allowed to be posted. All in all, we are going to be doing our best to. Those black ones actually turned out really good. Like, this is a pure black one. Got sidetracked there. Pretty much what I was trying to say was it all changes depending on where you're at. But aquarium in 12 years, but I'm not sure what you mean by that, Norway. But yeah, we're gonna get off here and go to bed. Mama Scarecrow's jumping on, probably to tell me to get to bed and get little Scarecrow to sleep. But I mean, yeah, I showed how simple our website is to use. If you want to go on our website, buy something from us, do that. If you can't afford to do that, like I said, we have our Patreon that you can support us through. We have our affiliate links you guys can support us through. That's the big goal. Hope to see y'all later. Have a good night. Bye-bye.